Everyone, welcome to Seagull Stadium here on the Gold Coast as the ground is bathed in sunshine, and a good crowd here today for the match between the Gold Coast Seagulls coming out on the field now, led by Peter Gill, taking on St George. The Gold Coast down the bottom of the table on 2 points at the moment, and of course we have St George up there at equal top on 20. Here's how the Gold Coast team lines up today. It's Peacock at fullback. We have Martin and Thorne on the wings, Fowles and Weston in the centres. 5'8" is Jason Hetherington, the halfback Jason Twist. Lock forward Peter Gill. In the second row it's Terry Cook and Wayne Bartram. And the front row is Kevin Campion, Michael Davis and Andrew Whittington. And the coach, of course, is Wally Lewis. Michael Potter leads the St George team onto the field here at Seagull Stadium. There's a lot of support here with St George this afternoon. Several busloads have made their way up, and they have been very, very vocal in the reserve grade match this afternoon. So they certainly won't be friendless, that's for sure. Here's the team. Michael Potter, fullback and captain. Ricky Walford and Ian Heron on the wings. Mark Coyne and Graham Bradley in the centres. The halves are Phil Blake and Noel Goldthorpe. And the lock forward, Jeff Hardy. Second row, Scott Goulet, one of the danger men today, and David Barnhill. And the front row is Jason Stevens, Wayne Collins, and Neil Tierney comes in to take the place of Tony Priddle. And the coach, of course, is Brian Smith. Referee today is Tim Mander, checking with both captains now to see if they're ready. And he blows a whistle, and we're underway as Ian Heron puts it deep downfield for St George. And waiting back there, we see the Gold Coast ready to run it out. Well, Gino, if you have a look at these two teams, the bottom up against one of the top two, you would expect a comfortable win today for the St George side.
Yeah, you would, Bill, but there aren't too many teams that like travelling to Seagull Stadium. I'm sure St George want to just get the job done and get home. And I think, on the other hand, the Seagulls desperate for a win. They haven't had a win. It's been quite some time, the 18th of April being their last win against Newcastle. So I'm sure the coach would like to think that they can turn things around today.
Well, the Gold Coast have won only one match out of the 9 times they've met this St George side, so they've been very, very dominant of the Dragons in the clashes so far. However, today's a different story, and we'll see what happens from here. St George obviously will be looking for another 2 points to stay up there on the top of the Winfield Cup Premiership table. They're on the halfway mark with the ball right now. And that's Ian Heron playing it. Potter from the dummy half spot. That's Neil Tierney. He's coming to take the place of Priddle. Priddle will be a fresh reserve for this St George side this afternoon. So adding a dummy half is Collins. They keep it going. Goldthorpe. Outside then to Goulet. He loves to run, this fellow, and if there's any room out wide, he'll be one of those danger men out there. This is Stevens. Goldthorpe to dummy half. They swing it out on the blind side this time. A kick through. They regather, still going. Out it comes this time, but the big centre, Bradley. Bradley with his pass outside to Walford. Walford down to the corner. Easy start there for St George. The kick through was straight into an opposing player. They regathered it, just went from there.
Yeah, well, what a start for St George. They couldn't have asked for a better start. It was a little bit of luck involved. We see Goldthorpe put the kick into a Gold Coast player's back, regained by Goldthorpe, then moves it on to his centre, Bradley, who sets his winger up here, and Walford draws a fullback, and Walford a clear under the line. What a start.
Heron moves in now. Round the corner it goes. How's the direction? The touch judges come up underneath. Yes, it's there. Made it over nicely. So another 2 points on the board. St George an early lead of 6-0. So just the start that this Gold Coast team did not want. That's Hardy back there getting underneath it. Quickly going to be regathered up there by the defence. Coming through is Terry Cook to lead off the charge. Big bumping run coming up this time from Stevens. Big lump of a fella. They had some big forwards in that reserve grade match here this afternoon also. So it was the fullback Potter taking it up on that occasion. Goldthorpe getting it outside, taking it up is Tierney. He unloads. Keep it going. Blake outside. Bradley's going to lose it. Follows out after it. Eventually going to be regathered by the Gold Coast. It'll be Hetherington coming away with it. And he'll go to ground 5 metres inside St George territory.
St George showing their hand very early in this match. At every opportunity they're going to move the ball wide, where they have Goulet standing wide, and also the other big front row, and Neil Tierney standing wide.
So taking it up this time is Bartram. Back to Twist. Twist gets it outside to Cook standing wide. Gold Coast right on the 20-metre mark now. Cook up as dummy half. Peter Gill. Gill decided to go himself, but well wrapped up. Dummy half is Davis. Out it goes to Twist. Twist with a long one this time. Hetherington. Outside then to Weston. Weston's going to be wrapped up, though. They're still about 25 metres out from the St George line. Now, that'll be a Shepherd. Referee Manda had no hesitation in awarding the penalty on that occasion. So it's a kick for touch. And a restart of play some 8 metres from the halfway mark. St George in possession with a good early lead at this stage as Hardy plays it, but rather Gold Coast are going to be pinged. A little bit too eager. Up inside the line, and another penalty going to St George. So Ian Heron, 100% success record so far. A good one from the touchline. He has the wind behind him in this first half. So he should be able to belt it over from there, if his first kick is any indication. There she goes. It's on its way. How's the direction? Waved away. Way to the left-hand side of the uprights. So it's left to Weston to bring it up. Danny Peacock away from dummy half. Tierney comes in for the first up tackle for St George. Away from dummy half this time is Davis. St George have a 6-point advantage at the moment. 6-0 is their lead. So Cook unloading it. But there's Goldthorpe coming in for the tackle. Bradley's also there. Peter Gill. Gill straight up the centre. A strong run from the lock forward. Final tackle now. Back to Hetherington. Kick downfield. Taken up there by Phil Blake. Now a penalty coming up. Another one to St George. So Goldthorpe kicks for touch. And they'll move 12 metres inside Gold Coast territory when they take the tap. Potter onto the mark. Get it away to Goldthorpe. Outside then to Hardy. Back it comes to Goldthorpe. Ian turned to Tierney out wide. Then away to Coyne. Coyne looking good. He's up over the quarter line. He's only got Peacock to beat. Back inside to Blake. And Blake will cross for the try. And it looks oh so easy for St George. Clapped on the place. A little bit of a gap there for Coyne. Through he went. Set up the fullback. Drew that defence of his. And then sent the pass away to Blake to cross untouched. And a big lead for St George early of 10-0.
Oh, Billy, just having a look, you can see here that you can see the forwards out wide here. We've got Barnhill and the big fella Tierney. He misses out. Barnhill and gives it to Coyne out a clear run of the line. The Gold Coast just didn't number up there.
So they were well short of manpower out wide. You can see Hetherington moving up. He goes in for the tackle. He's committed. But there's Mark Coyne out in his lonesome. Took no chances, drew Peacock, and then eventually away to Blake. Heron back onto his mark. And he goes, no doubt about it, straight through the centre. Another 2 points on the board. St George have a lead of 12 points to 0 here at Seagull Stadium. So the restart of play with Hetherington on the halfway mark. A big high kick on this occasion. It'll carry down there to Potter. Potter outside to Barnhill. Barnhill runs it out of one tackle. And eventually pulled up 25 metres out from his own line. Gee, they look a well-drilled team, the St George outfit. Yeah,
Bill, and that explains why they're at the top of the ladder. They make no mistakes in their own territory. They have some great set moves, which we've already witnessed in 2 tries. It's just interesting that Phil Blake's been involved in both those tries. He's been in sensational form for St George, and he has been a good buy for him this year.
Well, a couple of newspaper articles this week have traced his history. He's moved about a bit, but he seems quite content at St George. So that's that big fella taking it up in Stevens. Dummy half Collins. Kick downfield. Goldthorpe got underneath it. And that's another good kick from Goldthorpe. It's found touch just inside the 20-metre mark. Twist lining up at this scrum now. He'll take it out. Wader Martin coming in from that wing. Martin straight ahead. Blake and also Bradley combined in the tackle. Peacock from dummy half. Dummy half waiting for it this time is Davis. That's Peter Gill. Gold Coast taking it up. Wayne Bartram. Bartram 10 metres from the halfway mark. Peter Gill. Tackled up there first up by Jeff Hardy. So there's a big kick downfield going back as Ricky Walford. Runs it straight ahead, but Weston is the first one there. And Weston puts him down. Away from dummy half, Potter. Collins swinging it away this time to Graham Bradley. Bradley put down 40 metres out now. Standing pretty flat out wide St George. This is Barnhill, gets it on to Coyne. Here's a bit of trouble for Robin Thorne, but Thorne has a hold of him. Yes, he does, and eventually wrestles him to the ground. Hardy to dummy half. Goldthorpe with a long one to Priddle. Priddle couldn't get away to Goulet, coming up on the outside of him. Final tackle now. This is Blake. Kick downfield by Phil Blake. Going back there is Peacock. Bounces into the in-goal area. Still going. That's a good kick. But Peacock runs it out strongly, straight at Heron. And eventually finished off in the tackle also by Mark Coyne, who came straight into it there. Thorne away from dummy half. Right across field. Still going Thorne. Eventually runs into the tackle of Goulet, who puts him down. Goulet in for the second tackle this time.
Gold Coast very slow to recover from this kick from St George, and now we've seen 3 rucks and has been taken by 3 backline.
Well, this time Campion comes into it. Davis outside to Bartram up there, and a penalty Gold Coast. Under a fair bit of pressure since that kick downfield by Blake, but they take a quick tap. Get to the halfway mark. Loss of footage up there by Vowles. This is Martin. Just slipped out of Priddle's tackle, but Collins was there to finish it off. On it goes this time to Cook. This is forward running at its best now. Oh, it's going to be lost though. Couldn't be taken by Davis. Straight in the hands of his opposite number in Collins. And St George are back in business again with possession. So let's have a look at it. It was a promising go there, but he got it back behind him, and they lost the ball. Of course, any chance of advancing from there went out the window. So there's the kick by Goldthorpe. 10 metres inside Gold Coast territory. So back it goes to Goldthorpe. He in turn is tackled by Cook. Also over there, Peter Gill. From the dummy half, it's Potter back to Goulet. Grabbed by Gill, forced back a few metres. Collins. On there to Tierney. He unloads a one-hander to Priddle. Priddle outside then to Blake. Blake trying to find a way through, and he does. Blake's on his way. He's got plenty of toe. He's up over the quarter line. Props, cuts back inside. Caught by the defence. Only about 4 or 5 metres out. Lost the ball. Rolling on the ground. Clyde was looking to see what was happening. And Etherington took off, and he eventually got possession for the Gold Coast.
Well, I really feel Phil Blake is very, very selfish there. We see Coyne looking to where he's going to pass the ball. He didn't know that Blake had put his foot on the ball and towed it back to him.
And they'd all been calling out Coyne, but he didn't know what was going on. So a bit of a let-off there for the Coast, because that was plenty of pressure coming up.
Yeah, they really should have had another 4 points on the board then, St George.
And Blake's got plenty of speed. Once he saw that gap, away he went.
Yeah, he backed himself a pace there, and it was good defence by Peacock, but you know, he had a player on the inside and outside.
Turn now to Peacock. Heron will have to look up into that sun, and he goes at it, but eventually Coyne says, well, I'm going to take this one. I can see this one. I know what's going on. He's tackled by Hetherington. So away from dummy half, Potter gets it back to Heron, hurdles a couple of players. Now back to Coyne. Coyne is tackled by Hetherington and was on his way up from a previous tackle. Potter from dummy half, back to Priddle. Priddle straight ahead. Timeout. Must be a bit of blood there somewhere. Yeah, Priddle has got some blood, so he'll go to the blood bin. So play on now, says the referee. Out it goes to Collins. Goldthorpe. A long one then to Blake. Blake cuts back inside. Is going to be pulled to the ground of the tackle of Twist over there. After Weston initially started the tackle, this was Walford back. Oh, it's picked up there by Goldthorpe. On it goes, and they keep it going. This will be a try. Collins coming around. Took it outside then from Stevens. And he'll go down for a try.
Well, Jason Stevens just come back on the field. He's been on the paddock for 15 seconds. Pops a beautiful ball up to Wayne Collins, as you see here in the replay. Takes the ball up nice and strong. Off Goldthorpe, back inside to Stevens. Gets a beautiful one-handed pass up for his hooker, backing up.
Well, there were two good pieces of handling in there. The first one came up from Goldthorpe because the pass to him wasn't the best. He had to lean right down and pick it up, which he did nicely. Back inside to Stevens, and then the one-handed one around the corner. And Collins, he only had to run around. He had his opposite number, Davis, coming in after him, but he had too much start for him, and he's in for the try. Here he goes. Heron around the corner. Another 2 points on the board. So St George open up a big one. It's 18 points to 0. So the restart of play on the halfway mark. From the kick-off, Potter sends it outside to Barnhill. Barnhill straight ahead. Twist, and also Davis coming in there for the tackle. Pushed him over as he was getting up to play it.
One thing's for sure, the Seagulls can't afford to give them away. Like, they've got St George inside their 20 metre zone. They do something stupid like that. Like, that's just a dumb penalty. And now we see the Seagulls, St George stacking up again. We see Big Teeny and Barnhill out wide with a rehearsed move once again.
So this is Hardy with it down, 8 metres from the halfway mark. From the play the ball. Out wide to Goulet. Goulet up over the halfway. Here he goes. He's on his way. He's got Walford in support. Gives it away to the winger. No, it's going to be forward. Rule forward, says referee Manda. They go through looking for a try, but it's a forward pass over there.
They failed to come to the side that they had stacked. Therefore, the Seagulls' defence was out here on the right. And a big gap there for Goulet to stroll through. And it's just unfortunate. Gee, that was a line ball there. Might have been a tough call on him.
So now we see the scrum packing down. So Twist sending it on to Peacock. Danny Peacock bringing it up. And that is the 30-metre line you can see there. This is Martin. Tackled by Bradley. So Davis to Bartram. Tackled very strongly by Neil Tierney. So Twist. Hetherington. On it goes this time to Weston. Weston takes on the tackle coming in from Barnhill. Eventually he's going to be put down then by Stevens. Campion unloads it. Davis looking for support. Finds Hetherington coming through. Wrestled down by Goulet, and the final tackle is on its way. So to Twist. The little kick up over the top. Oh, now whether he's run into the play, it's going to be a penalty. We'll have another look at that one. Twist kicks through. Referee had no hesitation in awarding a penalty. Here he goes. Oh, he cut a little bit of a lump, all right.
Well, you feel, Billy, they really have to score a try here to be in this match in the second half. This will be their best opportunity with now 5 tackles remaining.
And Winnington getting up to play it now. Dummy half is Davis. Over to Twist. Twist with a long one. Going to be lost by Weston. Picked up by Vowles. Vowles starting to go straight ahead. Tackled by Collins. Got it back to Hetherington. He in turn is wrestled to the ground by Heron, the winger. So Campion from dummy half. Over there, this time to Bartram. Davis. To Cook. Cook straight ahead. He's only 4 metres out now. A quick play the ball. Sees it go across field to Twist. Twist with a long one. Weston with a little kick through. Flying out after it is Martin. Try. Martin flew out after it. Well-weighted kick. He's taken it in that in-goal area. Touchdown for the try. And the Seagulls get their first points on the board. George have a lead of 18-4.
Well, we saw the Seagulls work the ball from one side of the field to the other. Now going back to the right-hand side of the field. Twisted good ball out wide to Weston. Weston puts it on the toe. Martin quick off the mark. Beats all St George runners easily.
Well, let's have a little look at it now, because I'm just going to see whether Martin, I think he was coming from a dead start. Well, you won't get much of an idea from there, but he took off very strongly, and he won the race to the ball ahead of Ricky Walford, and touchdown for the try.
Look head on it. It's a very well weighted kick there by Weston, and probably caught Ricky Walford unawares there. He's moved up in the defensive line and then had to turn and chase, where Martin just had a straight run to the line.
Adrian Vowles. Nice and high. How's the direction? The wind might bring it round a bit. Yes, it will. It's waved away. So the score remains St George leading by 18-4. This is Ian Heron to get us into action. Final little bit of action. Oh, back over the dead ball line. Johnny Peacock questioning referee Nanda. Well, he took it in the in-goal area. Not to worry, it's half-time. The half-time hooter sounds. The referee calls a halt to play. And at the half-time break, St George are leading the Gold Coast by 18. Welcome back to the second half of this match. Stats coming out of the first half. The one, I suppose, that tells the story there, Gino, was the 15 missed tackles from the Gold Coast as opposed to 8 for St George.
Yeah, obviously, Bill, that's the big difference in the side. Seagulls missing a lot more tackles than St George, and that's quite evident by the scoreline now. 18 points to 4 in favour of St George.
All righty, we're getting ready for the second half right now, and the referee checks with both captains, blows the whistle, and away they go. St George leading by 18 points to 4 at the half-time break, and that's Barnhill from the kickoff, and a big strong run from him will take it up. Away from dummy half is Coyne. Outside then to that big front rower coming up in Jason Stevens. Now, reserve grade match this afternoon was a win for the Gold Coast. It was 4-all at half-time. They won by 16-14. And they played particularly well. It puts them just above St George and into the 5 in the reserve grade. And that's Ricky Walford with him. While we're telling you about things, Gino, you're coming down here to the coast on July 2, next Friday, for a big sportsman's lunch down here.
Yeah, Bill, in very good company. Of course, former AFL great Ron Barassi will be guest speaking with Greg Matthews and myself. And the day will be combated by Mr. Rugby League, Tony Durkin.
And Paul Martell will be there also, so it should be a ripper. So that's next Friday. Get in touch with the club if you'd like to get to that one. Sounds like a pretty full day, really, Gina.
Yeah, and of course we have Friday night football after that when the Broncos take on South Sydney.
Right, let's see what happens here as the scrum packs down. 10 metres inside Seagulls territory. Back it goes to Blake. Blake drops, cuts across field. Hetherington's out after him. Followed him across nicely, actually. He played it forward. Blake still going. He's up over the quarter line. Pulled down about 18 metres out now. From the play the ball. Back over to Bradley. Bradley back the other way this time. He finds Goldthorpe following up. Outside then to Barnhill. Barnhill away to Coyne. Coyne dummies, goes himself. Got away on the line from the front rower in Whittington. And he's in for the first try of the second half. And all back an identical start to the first half. Yeah,
once again, the Gold Coast very ordinary in defence. He just didn't have the numbers. We see the ball come into Bradley, who was on the left-hand side of the paddock, heard the call to go right, gave it to his halfback Goldthorpe, who picks up Barnhill, pops a nice pass to Coyne. Coyne shows a great dummy here. Paul Martin falling for the dummy and over for an easy try. Yeah,
well, when you have a look at it, once Mackay started going back the other way, that's where the numbers were. And it was only a matter of time. Goldthorpe with a big long one over the top, taken nicely by Barnhill. Away to Coyne. He dummies, and away went Robin Thorne one way. He went the other, and touchdown for the Tribe. Moving in now. Has that breeze blowing across the kick. It's going to be waved away. So the score remains St George lead by 22 points to 4. So we're back for the kickoff now. Just over 7,000 people out here today for this match. Tell you what, they make a fair amount of noise. As I said earlier, there's quite a deal of support here for St George today. So that's Barnhill playing it now. On it goes to Hardy. Dummy half is Collins. He looks out wide, finds Scott Goulet there. Tackle by Cook, Campion, and also Hetherington. So there are a few of them in there. This is big Neil Tierney. Unloads it once again. He got it away to Potter. Potter in turn around the corner. They keep it going on. It goes to Blake. Blake's away from one tackle. Coming up to Peacock. Puts a little bit of a kick in. He did follow through, but he got caught up on Peacock's foot. and went down. Some of the St George crowd calling for a penalty, but there's no chance of that. It was Blake's follow, I'd say, on that occasion.
Now we see that Teeny's moved in a little bit closer to the ruck. He's still playing havoc with the Gold Coast defence. Just stood in a tackle, offloaded very easily. And Blake found himself in open spaces, puts the ball on the tail and just got caught up, as you mentioned, Billy, in Peacock's feet.
So it's Gold Coast, and they're down well inside their own 20-metre line at this stage. Keeping it going. Along comes Bartram this time. Bartram outside. But the defence coming through is going to get Viles. He keeps it going, though. Robin Thorne will play it on the far side of the ground. Back in centre field, Bartram. Hetherington. Kick down behind Walford. It's racing for touch and is going to find it. 18 metres from the St George line. Hetherington finding touch. Goldthorpe feeds the scrum now. Finds Walford coming across from the wing. Peacock comes up from the fullback posse to wrap him up. Also there in the tackle was Peter Gill. So away from dummy half. Goldthorpe again. New instructions coming down from Wally Lewis upstairs. Barnhill to play it. Collins sends it back the other way. This is Tierney. He unloads it again. He's got that ability there to just keep that ball going. Once he's taken a couple of players, this is Hardy.
I don't really think the Seagulls have put him on the ground. His shorts are still very clean.
So Priddle takes it up. He's upended this time in the tackle of Campion. There he goes, up and down. I noticed Gordon Tallis out there, Gino. There's some big raps on this fellow.
Yeah, Billy from my hometown, also Townsville. They've got some very big raps and just signed a new 3-year deal with St George, so they're looking for a future for this young man.
So now let's see what the Gold Coast can do with it. This is Bartram, taking the tackle over there by Barnhill. Davis. Bartram. Twist to Hetherington. On it goes then to Weston. Weston to Vowles. So back to Hetherington. The little kick through. He's following out after it. It bounces across here. That was a bit of bad luck for him. It went totally in the opposite direction.
Yeah, he wrong-footed Michael Potter then. It was just good covering from Wayne Collins, the St George hooker.
So now it's Walford as dummy half. Tried to get away from Peter Gill, but Gill persisted. Eventually slipped out, but Gill had another chop at him. Ooh, gee, that's a big shoulder charge coming there on Tallis. It's Campion who smashed him. Now a penalty coming up. Let's have a look at that one of Campion. Tallis coming up. Boom. Coming up onto the 30-metre mark to take the tap. So it's Potter. Back over to Goldthorpe. Trying to find a way through. Away from dummy half. Long pass coming on to Tallis. Tallis outside to Walford. He sends it back inside. It's going to be scooped up. Running around is Potter. Touched by the opposition. It's another 6 tackles.
St George, a big line to the right-hand side.
And they'll do a bit of havoc out there, I can tell you. On it goes this time to Blake. Blake outside at 10. He's standing wide. A long one goes on to Quine. He claps on the face. Pass back behind. No one at home. It's going to be towed through over there. And the ball drops back. It's going to be picked up by Twist. They ran off the ball a bit. They got away from the ball. A little bit of action coming up out there. Well, they came at him again after well and truly stopped over there. Now he's going to award a penalty to the Gold Coast. So the Gold Coast will take the tap 11 metres inside St George territory. Plenty of defence there from St George. Up to meet Robin Thorne in the tackle. So back on it comes this time. to Galia. There's a replacement player there for the Gold Coast. Hetherington. Back Gill with it. Trying to get the pass away. Eventually was touched by the opposition there. It came away Craig Weston with it. So now it's Bartram. Weston dummy half. Galia. Over to Twist. Outside to Campion. Plenty of St George defence there. There's 4 players on that occasion. So back to Gill. Gill with the pass to no one. It's trying to be picked up out there by Blake, but he knocked it on.
He'll shut the gate had he taken that ball. No one in front of him.
In by Twist. Out over there to Hetherington. Straight ahead. Coming at him is Blake. Also there is Potter. In the centre, Mackay. Rather, the centre in Bradley. Now they keep it going. Oh, they've lost the ball over there. What's the referee ruling? A penalty, Gold Coast. Yeah, Danny Peacock well and truly held back over there by Jeff Hardy. And he's got 10 minutes in the bin.
Well, the Seagulls must really capitalise now. They're playing against a 12-man outfit, and they've got 6 tackles well inside St George territory.
So that's Whittington taking it up there. Dummy half Bartram will send it back over to Twist. Twist outside, then to Galia. Galia put down. Back the other way. Twist looking for Hetherington doubling around there. But the defence is over there to put him down. Bartram dummy half. Twist again. Out to Galia. Galia straight ahead, takes on the defence, but they're there to put him down. Twist. Over to Weston. Weston running it along, decides to go himself. He's going to be held up. Plenty of heavy stuff going on there at the moment. And he let one go, and he's given a penalty. Penalty against Bradley. Potter coming up to find out what's going on. It'll be the Gold Coast to take the kick for touch, and then they'll take it up from there. So St George lead by 22-4. Crossover in centre field to Twist. Twist finds a gap. He's straight through, going for the hole. He's going to be pulled down. A nice tackle by Potter. Got up, quickly played it. They're trying to find a way through there, but they're forced back. Coming away with it is Bartram. Bartram trying to find a way for the line, but he's put down. Cook will be the dummy half. Cook sends it right across. They quickly double it around. Gill got it to Campion. Campion lost it as he tackled, and St George will come away with it.
Well, great scrambling defence there from the St George side. That was shot there, and Jason Twist nearly went over, and then Terry Cook. And it was only great defence from the St George side to force the area upon Campion here, trying to get a miracle ball away. It really wasn't on. And St George come up with the ball.
Well, they're only about a few metres out from their own line, but they are in possession. Mark Coyne plays it back into Walford. Tackled over there by Gill. Barnhill. Collins. A long one to Tallis. He bumps off Twist. Once again, it's Collins with it. Kick downfield by Goldthorpe, and it's going to find touch. In by Twist. Gill off the back of the scrum. Knockback, says the referee. Hetherington. He's on the halfway mark. There's plenty of St George defences there to take care of him. This is Campion. Tackled by Blake. Dummy half Bartram. Bartram to Galia. Galia up the centre. They're warming up a little bit now, the Gold Coast. A little bit of rhythm coming into this attack and this set anyway. Back over to Hetherington. Outside to Gill. Gill got it around the corner to Weston, but to be forward. Had to be forward.
Peter Gill just trying to push the ball there. Desperate situation.
15 metres inside St George territory. The scrum goes down. Goldthorpe goes around the open side. Dummies nicely. Galia came in a little bit high. Hetherington dived at him, and they'll take care of him 5 metres from the halfway mark. Away from dummy half. Coyne getting it across to Priddle. Priddle moves about a metre or so inside Gold Coast territory. Potter Barnhill. Barnhill still going. Back inside. Bradley with it. Bradley with a big long one over, a looping pass over there to Priddle. And Priddle had plenty of time to not only take it, but then to start running and make about 7 or 8 metres in the process. So Goldthorpe on a big Tierney. Tierney going. He still pops it out again. Tallis comes away with it. Trying to get the pass back. It's knocked down. Picked up over there by Martin. He in turn got it away to Cook. Cook will be bottled up over in centre field there and eventually thrown quite heavily to the ground. Peacock to dummy half. Takes it on the run. Sets his sail up the centre. Now unloads it nicely. That's Bartram with it. Bartram cutting through. Oh, they only just got him. Only just got me a big grab over there by Priddle. Bowles coming up the blind side from the dummy half spot. He'll play it. Bartram back over to Twist. Twist gets it on to Cook, or to lead lock forward in Gill. Out it comes to Martin. Martin pops, cuts back inside. He got away from Blake. Cuts back in there. Goal to Hetherington and he'll score. Hetherington running around the Gold Coast. Got it together that time. And Hetherington is in for their second try of the match. And George have a lead of 22 points to 8.
Well done, Paul Martin. Done everything right in that passage of play there. We watched the ball come along the Gold Coast line from Twist. Peter Gill playing in a 5-8 role. It's a long ball out. Finds Weston, who moves it on to Martin. And we watch it here. He gets away from Blake. Dummies to kick. Commits Potter, and then Hetherington backing up. He's had a fine game, Hetherington, once again.
Quite a wind blowing downfield, which will be just slightly across. Oh, gee, that's a bad kick. Waved away, so St George lead the Gold Coast 20. So it's here at the restart play now. Big long kick. Jason Twist is back there, gets underneath it. And in turn sends it out then to Whittington. Dummy half is Peacock. Peacock gets it away to Martin. They're running a bit better with the ball now.
Yeah, Springs come back into their step now. It's good to see a lot of enthusiasm out there now. Now they're back in the ball game.
So Gill got away to Peacock. Peacock coming up over the halfway. Sends his pass away. This will be the centre, Weston. Weston going for that corner. Will they catch him? Heron comes at him. No, he's in. 2 tries in a matter of minutes. And the Gold Coast storming back into it now. There's Peacock through that gap.
Yeah, committed Neil Tierney there very well. Put Peacock into the gap, and then this young fellow Weston's got plenty of pace.
Yes, Heron just couldn't make any impression on him, and he was over for the try. So the Gold Coast back with yet another one. Another 2 points here would come in pretty handy, and they are. They're there. So Bartram puts it over. St George lead by 22 to 14. So Coach Wally Lewis probably feeling a little bit happier with himself than he was the last time we saw him on camera. And he's every right to, because this side have fired up in the last 5 or 6 minutes. The crowd have really got behind them. Goulet getting ready to come back onto the field.
Yeah, Brian Smith making a couple of important changes now. He needs all his attack out there now, so we'll see Goulet, and of course you'll see the return of Jeff Hardy from the Sindon very shortly.
Well, actually, when you look at it, Gino, that's been a fairly crucial time for him to be off. They've scored a couple of tries. Back it comes inside to Martin this time. Martin, whether it was knocked out of his hands or he lost it or what, but the ball's gone. St George looking for a bit of settling down here to come back into it. This is Tierney again. He won't unload it this time. One of the few occasions he hasn't been able to do that. So back it goes to Barnhill. Barnhill props. Back in over there to Hardy. Hardy to Goulet. Goulet going for the line. They can't stop him. Goulet's in for the try in the corner. The big fella going for the line. So that's Barnhill. Back it goes. Hardy starts to run there. Pops it over the top. There's Vowles in there trying to get a hold of Goulet, but he can't stop him, and he's in for the try. Jason Twist is a player leaving the field. It doesn't look good. Here's his kick now. Height's okay. Direction, no good. Came across the face of the goalpost. So the Gold Coast are trailing at the moment. St George lead by 26 to 14. So now it's St George in possession. Well, the Coast rallied there for about a 10-minute period. Really got back into the match. But that St George try has slowed him up a bit. Let's see what happens from here on in. And away from dummy half is Coyne. Well wrapped up, though. The initial tackle coming from Peter Gill. Brown over to Blake. Outside then to the centre coming through, and Graham Bradley. But that's going to be forward. Pass outside to Blake. So Western lines up. Slipping off the back of the scrum. Peter Gill, he's had the ball knocked out of his hands. Referee gives a penalty to Gold Coast. Pointers off to St George. Goldthorpe has returned to the field. So now let's see what can happen from here. That's Groves. Bartram from dummy half. A long one coming in over there to Campion. He's lost the ball. Play on, says a referee. No penalty that time. St George with it. And Collins taking plenty of time to get up and play it.
Well, he didn't really need to play this ball. It was a miracle pass he tried to get away, only on the second tackle. You know, they've let the pressure off St George, and now they've got to bring the ball out from their own line.
Not very good discipline, that one. This is Barnhill. Getting up to the 20-metre line. Back over in centre field, Goldthorpe keeps it going to Hardy, then to Blake. Blake running around to try and get out on the outside of Val, sends it back inside. It'll end up in the hands of Hardy. That was a speculator that came off. Dummy half is Heron. That is the 20-metre line you can see. A long one back to Goldthorpe. The kick by Goldthorpe to find touch, and it does. He'll be happy with what he's seen anyway. His team on the way to a win. And to stay up there on the top of the table. Which is even more important, I guess. So Gill. Looking for support. Just couldn't get it outside that time. He had Bartram there, but couldn't unload. So Weston. Getting it outside. From the play the ball. Back on inside this time to Campion. Campion storming up to the 10-metre line. Bartram is dummy half. Back over to Weston. Weston outside to Vals. Vals decides to go himself back to Weston. They're running around in circles at the moment as Cook goes to ground with it. Now a penalty coming up, reefing the ball. Weston takes a quick tap, sends it outside then to Peter Gill. Gill in turn to Groves. He's going to be tackled. Defensive Barnhill over there. Bartram away from dummy half, trying to find a way through. Only a few metres out now. Can Gold Coast get another one before the day's over? Push for the line, reaching out, and it is a try. Going in is Paul Gallia. That's a try for the Gold Coast. Well, it was a matter of finishing it off for the Gold Coast. They had their chance there. And Gallia emerges from the ruck. Gee,
Well, there's no lack of defence there. He's beaten about 3 players there.
So it's going to be Bartram to kick for this goal. It's waved away, so the score remains St George leading. And from a St George point of view, some of their forwards have done some big work out there.
Yeah, very impressed with their front rowers and the interchange bench with Priddle coming off the interchange bench today and Tierney starting the game. Well, he's just been unstoppable, hasn't he? He's stood in every tackle. I think he's been put on the ground once today. And of course, Scott Goulot, while he was on there, I know he's back on there now, but he's had a couple of breaks with the blood bin. But them running out wide today has just been ruthless.
So Gold Coast with Hetherington again, gets it outside.
And a player we failed to mention is also Phil Blake. He's had a fine game in the 5'8" position.
So it's out with Peter Gill now. Still going, cutting his way through this time. The Gold Coast on the bustle again, out over there. Very close to the touchline. Players coming in from everywhere. Fighting his way up as Vals to play it. Gill shows it once, then again, out it comes to Groves. Groves going to be knocked down. Dummy half is Bartram. Can the Coast get one to finish up today? They go the blind side to Gill. Gill trying to find his way through the gap. He had a couple outside, but went to ground with it. And that'll be the changeover. So St George will take plenty of time to get back onto their feet. As you can see, Michael Potter doing that. He knows there is a lot to go in this match and might as well wind down the clock from here. So that's Hardy with it.
They can feel quite satisfied with themselves today, Billy. Coming up here, putting on 18 points in the first 20 minutes was a great effort from them. The commitment was there, and it was there from the kickoff, as it was quite evident with them scoring within 90 seconds of the match opening. So I think Brian Smith will be reasonably happy with the performance up here today.
So now it's St George with Goulet. Tackled by Peter Gill. On then to big Neil Tierney, splitting him up the centre again. Round the corner it goes. Hardy couldn't hold it. Gold Coast will come away with it. And the referee calls it back. Not a...
He claims a Seagulls player here has knocked the ball forward. You see
Unless Martin got a hand of it there, did he?
Paul Martin just knocking the ball forward. So dangerous time here once again for the Seagulls.
Well, we're just about into the final minute. Goldthorpe dodging, weaving, working everywhere at the moment. Potter's up from fullback as dummy half. He'll go the blind side, get it away to Goulet. Goulet tries to push off a couple. Now what's going on here? He's going to be a little bit of a ruckus just about to start up. The referee is going to call somebody from the Gold Coast down. It's going to be Hetherington. Obviously, he's done something in the tackle. Goulet wasn't too happy about it. Well, there's Hetherington coming in. Oh, did something in the tackle.
Looping left arm.
Okay, so the Gold Coast into the final 15 seconds of the match. Out of business now, but St George have played very well in the first half. Gold Coast had a couple of moments in the second half, scored a couple of tries. They were back into it, but those bad errors just let them down again. This is Priddle with it now. Priddle straight ahead, goes to ground with it. The hooter will sound. It's all over. Full time here at Seagull Stadium. And St George have defeated the Gold Coast by 26 points to 18. 26 to 18. St George running out winners in this match here this afternoon. And they remain up there at the top of the table in the Winfield Cup. So there it is, another good win for St George, keeps them on top of the Winfield table. And the man of the match award winner today, Neil Tierney, the front rower for St George. Great match for him. Having a look at stats today, the Gold Coast missing 27 tackles as opposed to 17 from the St George side.